Hello, everyone. I hope everyone is doing great by God's grace. You're welcome to Academic Showdown for Poly 213, Introduction to Public Administration. My name is Joseph Bapo Ewa, but you can also call me Nana Bapo or NBU. And I'm going to be your host for this particular session. Today, we are going to look at the structuralist theory and also dive into scientific management. In our previous discussion, we looked at the organizational theory that talked about how, what, and why organization even came about. But today, we are going to look at the structuralist theory. So let's dive into the slides. It's since we don't have a lot of time, we can also focus on our studies. So the structuralist theory came about in the 1800s when there was the Industrial Revolution, when industries started coming about, when people were building and organizing industries. That was when the structuralist theory came about. So these scholars under the structuralist theories research on how to run things effectively and efficiently in industries, because previously people were just running industries anyhow. They were just doing it their own way. So these political scholars under the structuralist theories began to research on how to run things efficiently and effectively in industries to improve profit maximization. And that birthed out the structuralist theory in the 1800s. And they also realized that organizations cannot survive without individuals. So the structuralist theories treated the individuals as part of the organization. You already know that in an organization, you can never have an organization without individuals. Even these advanced countries or developed countries that use a lot of robots in their industries still have people who set up these robots, still have people who finalize everything, still have people who assist in whatever is being done in the industry. So these structuralist theories notice that they can never have a successful organization or administration without individuals. So they treated them as part of the what? Of the organization. For example, car. You see, a car is a full system, a full machine. And without some parts, the car cannot function effectively. So they saw individuals as without the individuals in the organization, although we are going to perform some specific tasks in the organization, but it wouldn't be effective since there's no presence of individuals to even what look at whatever the robots are doing in the organization, whether they are doing mistakes or they are overdoing things. So they treated the individuals as cops in the machine who are motivated by money. And I'll talk a little bit about that when they treated individuals as cogs in a machine who are motivated by money. They also saw the individuals as intellectually and biologically inferior. Thus, they can't think on their own. So they needed strict and strong administration to ensure effectiveness. They also saw these individuals as intellectually and biologically inferior. That they cannot think on their own. They saw that when they leave the individuals like that, they can't do things on their own. So they needed some administration that was going to guide them in whatever they were doing. That was going to lay down the procedure for the individuals to follow. And in order to ensure the 3 E's of public administration, that is effectiveness, efficiency, and economy, to improve on profit maximization as the primary goal of industries, then they needed strict and strong administration that will guide and show them some lay down procedures in order to perform well. So they're talking about treating individuals as cogs in a machine who are motivated by money. It's like a classic example is the Lebanese company. We all know that they don't regard the needs and aspirations of workers. They don't care whether you are sick or it is raining, so you couldn't come to work or something. They treat them as machines. You have to be here 6 a.m. 6 a.m. You should be here. You have to type this document. You have to perform this specific task. Do it and you get your money. You don't care whether you are sick or you've lost one of your family relatives or something. They don't care about your needs and aspirations, like any excuse that you are going to give them. Their own is that you should what? You should perform your task and get what? And get the money. That was how they were treating the people under the structuralist theory. They believe that humans are motivated by money, no matter the treatment you give them. Yes, in this world, most of us are motivated by money. Even, for example, even in some relationships, some people are in the relationship because of the money they are sugar that these environments are giving to them, no matter the treatment. Whether we are beating them, they can come outside and come and laugh, but whenever they go inside, they go and cry. That's how they saw the individual. That so far as you are giving them their money, they are okay with it. No matter the treatment, you treating them like machines to be at work exactly at 6 a.m. to wear this particular outfit, to do this particular job at a particular point in time without checking the needs and aspirations of the money of the people. That's what they believe, that as far as you are giving them the money, they are okay. They will always come to work. That was the belief of them under the structuralist theory. So the structuralist theory, an overview of the structuralist theory says that it was renovated. It came about in 1800s under the Industrial Revolution, when industries came about, when we began to have industries in our system. That was when the structuralist argument came about, 1800s. It came about to ensure the 3 E's of public administration. That's effectiveness, economy, and efficiency. So they wanted organizations to survive. That's why they brought the structuralist theory, which will have a strong and strict administration to look after the people, because they saw the people as biologically and intellectually inferior. They cannot think on their own. They cannot do things on their own. So they needed this administration to lay down some procedures under strict rules and regulations to ensure profit maximization. And I've used the Lebanese company as an example for you. I've also used some relationship, that is sugar daddy and sugar mommy, as an example, to show that they believe that people were motivated by money and therefore they not check the needs and aspirations of the people. That's all about structuralist theory. So under the structuralist theory, there was a scholar called Frederick Winslow Taylor who proposed scientific management. He proposed scientific management. Frederick Winslow Taylor is regarded as the father of the scientific management movement. He was the first to develop some principles of management and apply them in industrial organizations in the USA. So you should know that Frederick Winslow Taylor is an American, not a Ghanaian. But we will have a Ghanaian when we propose some principles. So yes, we are coming. We, the political science students, are coming. I believe in all of us that we will be able to make it. So these principles were based on the following. Rule of thumb. When we talk about the rule of thumb, Frederick Winslow Taylor in his industry, like the industry he joined as a worker, realized that people were doing things on their own. They were working on their own. Work was not rationalized or routinized. When I talk about rationalized or routinized, like there was no division of work in terms of function and personnel. I'm relating it to separation of powers, defining separation of powers. So a classical example is you could see someone working at the financial secretariat and the same person will be working at the front desk. So like there was a merge of tasks. People were doing things together. And that brought about a lot of burden on them because at the end of the day, you'll be doing a double tax. At the end of the day, you'll be doing a double tax and it's going to bring a lot of burden on you since you would have to perform one specific task and at the same time do another one at the same point in time. That was how Frederick saw the kind of system in his industry. Excuse me. Frederick Winslow Taylor also realized absence of clear concept of worker management responsibilities. Worker management responsibilities. There was no strong management since people were doing things on their own. A worker could also be a manager because there was a merge of tasks and they were allowed to do things on their own. You can relate it to the laissez-faire type of leadership. The laissez-faire type of leadership. That's the same thing about the scientific management, like how Frederick Winslow Taylor saw things being done in the industry and therefore decided to bring out some principles. So there was no strong administration to provide some rules and regulations, to provide some scientific management procedures that will regulate the day-to-day administration of the industry. And this was not providing profit maximization as the primary goal of industries, to provide profits. Since everyone was doing things on their own, people were not working effectively and efficiently to provide large economy, that's to provide profit maximization. So Frederick Winslow Taylor decided to bring out the one best way to run things in the organization. So finding the one best way for doing an organizational task. It aims at securing maximum output by improving organizational efficiency. He came up with the time and motion study. He checked the time it takes someone to get to work, the time it takes someone to type a document. In order to ensure profit maximization, you have to check the time that it takes someone to get to work, time to take the time it takes someone to type a particular document, time to perform a specific task. He looked at all these things because at the end of the day, it is time that we are using to perform our tasks in the industry. That's why we have the time of setting in, the time to go for lunch, the time to go for supper, depending on the industry you find yourself in, the time to go for meetings, and the time to even leave the company as the time you've closed. So in order to provide the one best, we had to sit down and get to the time and motion study. Because if we want to help the people, we have to know the kind of the time they use to do each and every single thing in the organization so that you know how to regulate them. If the time they are using to do things are very bad, like people come to work anytime, people do the work at any time that they want and those kind of things. That is when you bring different principles, different new procedure to regulate the time of the people, to ensure that things are being done in a particular point in time, a specific time. We are doing this at this time. Everyone should report this particular file. Everyone should report this particular project at this point in time. Maybe you've been given 2 weeks to perform. That's why when we are doing project group presentation, we are given a particular point of time that use maybe 1 month to go and research on this. On the 6th week, you are coming to present this. But under the structuralist theory, people were just doing it at any time. Maybe work that could be done within 2 hours. Person can feel reluctant and sit down, chat on his phone, although there were no phones at that time. Like there were no advanced phone like ours at that time. But could sit down or sleep, getting to about 30 minutes, then the person will rush things. So by the end of the day, by the time the person will bring the particular thing he or she is supposed to submit, you will see a lot of mistakes that you have to revisit the project again, which will also waste a time. So when you look at Frederick Taylor's argument, the one best way, he was focused on the shortest time to perform a specific task because the things they were doing were many. And if you want to be in the recognition of people, like for your industry to be accepted, you have to look at the shortest time to perform a specific task in order to provide a lot and meet the needs of the people in the country. Because at the end of the day, whatever you are doing, you will be bringing it to the um, job market or the market board system for people to see what you have done. So it's 4 principles of scientific management. The one best way of doing job. You could see that he said there should be division of work and responsibility between workers and management. We realize that when you realize the rule of thumb, people were doing things on their own. People were doing things the way they wanted. The work they were doing was not routine and rationalized. There was a merge of tasks. So he brought a principle that there should be a division. If you are working at the staffing sector, you should be a staff. Managers should be managers. Administrators should be administrators, so that there will be a clear and accountability. So there shouldn't be a situation whereby someone will be a staff and also move to the managerial sector to go and manage the company. People under the administrative or the higher positions were supposed to set these rules for the staff to follow. Because if you're a staff and there are certain rules and regulations for yourself, you set them in your favor. Oh, come to work at 12 p.m. As a teacher, you should go to work at 12 p.m. Whereby students will be in classrooms at early 8 a.m. and 8:30 a.m. Then the teacher is coming at 12 p.m. So what would the students do during this time? They'll be playing, fighting, discussion about necessary things. You have a few that will steady do it, but at the end of the day, we are looking at the majority. So you realize he said there should be division of work and responsibility between management and workers. Then the next point talks about functional management leads to specialization of tasks. So when there is division of work and responsibility, it will lead to specialization of tasks because we know that these people are the managerial sector. They are the ones managing the company. They are the ones ensuring that there is peace and order in the company. People are working effectively. Then the staff, there should be specialization. The staff also know that we are the ones doing this. We are the ones fixing these equipment. We are the ones typing these documents and giving them to the people at the topmost position. We also finalize everything. So it will promote specialization of tasks, whereby we know that these people are the ones in charge of this. So when there is any fault here, we know that these are the people we are going to. These are the people who are supposed to provide accountability. They should account for whatever was being done at that particular point in time. So people at the financial board, financial management, we know that they are the one who runs the budget of the company. So when we need money for this or that, they are the people we are going to. When we need money for publicity, they are the people we are going to. Because you also have the publicity team who will be advertising the equipment or the goods of the company so that they will be well known. So specialization of tasks. There should be teamwork and cooperation between management and workers. I think it's self-explanatory. Motivation of workers by management. That one too is what? It's self-explanatory. Workers, the management should motivate their workers with rewards. When you see that a particular group of people or this worker is performing like very, very well, at the end of the day, you can motivate this person with some words of encouragement or even money, material resources. Sometimes it's not all about material resources. Saying thank you, you have done very well, and I really appreciate the effort you've put in this particular way. We even encourage the people to perform very, very well because of the gratitude and appreciation that you've shown to them. It will motivate them. Some of us too are motivated by the money. Oh, take these 200 cedis for the job that you did or the documents you found. When I sent it over here, the people um, didn't overlook the documents and really appreciated how it was being found and edited and everything. And I can't take the grace all alone. So this is the little amount I have for you as a form of reward. This will encourage the person to do work very well because he knows that whenever he does something, you are going to what? You are going to reward him. So whenever he's doing something, he's doing the best out of it. That's it. So Taylor brought about some management functions. Things that the management should do. That's um, an acronym, short acronym. That is called COP. and that includes planning, organization, staffing, directing, coordinating, reporting, and budgeting. And I think I've already explained this in our previous lecture. I think in lecture two, I already explained them over there. I don't know if I will find them here, but I think I should. Yes, yes. Planning, organizing, staffing, directing, coordinating, reporting, and budgeting. This was the principle, the acronym, of Taylor's managerial functions. Functions that things that the management should do in the organization. They should plan, they should organize, they should staff by recruiting people, they should direct, they should coordinate, report, and budget. I've already explained it, so if you listen to it, I think you would get it over there. So let's move on to the criticisms of this scientific management. You know, anything that has advantage also have disadvantage. And there were some criticisms of the scientific management. The second point, as I read, it is too mechanical. That's assume that workers in organizations should be treated like machines. As I already explained, it was too mechanical. Like they saw these people as robots, they saw them as machines that they should perform to their satisfaction without checking the needs and aspiration of people. They didn't like the situation whereby you bring an excuse that you are tired or you are sick. They saw them as robots, and robots don't get sick. Robots just perform the specific instructions you have given to them, and that's how they saw them. That you should be here no matter what, no matter traffic. You didn't sleep early. Now pipe a chat or there's no electricity. They don't care. Just come and perform that task and go. That was their own. And it can never be like that. No matter how hardworking you are, you cannot always be fit throughout this number of years. There's going to be some time whereby you'll get weak a little bit. That's why we even have vacation. All we can do play Miss Jack, I know somebody associated with that. You see? So like when there is no time of rest, and I don't think these people they had that kind of break that we are going to break for 1 week or we are going for some tour something or an excursion something to go and free our mind. Their own was work, 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 work. Come and work. We'll give you the money and you go. That was their own. That's a major critique of the what of the scientific management. It insisted that the manager's personal judgment and direction should give way to scientific methods. That's also self-explanatory. It criticized for developing a narrow view of how management can maximize outputs. They had just one view that the only way we can maximize profit output is having straight management to check over these people to perform their specific tasks and we give them the money. But they didn't also look at the broader view as the humanist theory talk about checking the needs and aspiration of the people. That when the people feel so comfortable in the organization, that is when they are going to perform very, very well. They didn't check all those things. They were just looking at their points that they should come and perform to their satisfaction and be given the money. I think, yeah, that is all about scientific management. So, yes, in short, we know that scientific management was proposed by Frederick Winslow, and when he was working in an industry, he saw that there was rule of thumb people were doing things in their own way, absence of clear concept of worker management. There was no strong administration to regulate the day-to-day activities in the industry, and therefore decided to find the one best way. In finding the one best way, we brought about the time and motion, but steady. That is, we focused on the shortest time to perform a specific task, and also brought some managerial function, that is planning, organizing, staffing, directing, coordinating, reporting, and budgeting. And in his four principles, he also has the division of work and responsibility between management. And he also said functional management leads to specialization of tasks, teamwork and cooperation between management and workers, motivation of workers by management. And we have also looked at what the critique of it, that it was too mechanical. They assume the staff as machines and we're supposed to work as machines. Thank you so much for joining this episode of Academic Showdown. This particular session is for week 4. Right now, we've done the classical theory, we have done the structuralist, we are left with the humanists. I think the next recording should be the humanists. We do that, we are finished with it, and we move on to other things. Thank you so much for joining this recording. This is our group studies academic showdown that was being hosted by Nana Babua. See you, or I would love to meet you same time, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. on Sunday for public administration. And thank you for joining. Please, if you know you have not subscribed to the YouTube channel, please, this is very important to me. When I'm saying this in class, you people will be laughing. If you know you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please subscribe. And please, when you watch the video, kindly like, there's some thumb finger down there that is showing, yeah. Kindly like the video for me, so that I'll also be motivated to do this kind of that's all that I'm saying. The manager should reward the staff with what? They should motivate the staff with reward. So this time around is the vice versa. Please, more like it. Now more find it, more encourage me. Let me have anything I make an achieve, Miss Sherman. I know you will do that. God bless you all. Let's all do this together to show political science and give them an academic showdown. Thank you. I'll see you same time next week. Bye.